Hi, this is Ask Brock. I'm Brock Yorty. This week's question comes from Rex and Robin Penry. It's a video question.
Hey Brock, Batman and Robin here. We're with our grandson, Crash Peyton Davis. Ever since I've known you, you've talked about a water crisis in 10 years, and we've never really talked about it, but what's got you spooked? Tell us. We really enjoy the Ask Brock series and hope it continues. See you, Brock.
I'm absolutely spooked by the global water crisis. You know, we're at 7.6 billion people in the world right now, and 1.6 billion of those don't have access to good, clean water. We look at the 0-day scenarios around the world, from Cape Town, of where they had to go to water rationing, to, Caracas. And we think water scarcity is a third world country or a government that is failing is the reason why there's a water scarcity. And that's not true at all. In Florida, Florida is looking to be at 30 million people by 2030. And their water infrastructure is shaken. We see the Flint water crisis and the infrastructure of the pipelines, and that puts us right into, with our pollution and bad environmental practices of the last 75 years, a lot of major cities around the world use river water. They're not using groundwater. Only 165 million Americans use groundwater. So when we start thinking of it from that scale, London can be in a water scarcity. By 2025, we're going to see a giant chunk of the world's population very challenged by water scarcity, access to clean water. Every 60 seconds, a child dies from a microorganism most likely ingested from some sort of unsafe water. 400 million school days around the world a year are missed due to not having clean water. So absolutely, we're in the middle of a global water crisis. By 2050, it used to be said we were going to be at, 8.5 billion, maybe 9. And now they're looking at us being at 10.5 billion. This is Ask Brock 105, 10.5 billion. It's a situation that we all need to take seriously. And it's not just a third world situation. It's a global pandemic, greater than anything else we've ever seen. And we have to be able to access good, clean water. We got to use all the smarts, everything that we know here in the U.S., North America, some of the greatest drillers in the world, along with our international drillers and brethren, at looking at how we help provide for the world, or we're going to be in big trouble, because these third world countries that spend most of their time, going to get water, it leaves very little time to farm and provide for a family. So there's major impacts to this that we're just starting to realize, because now we're a global community instead of all just being in our different continents and bubbles. So yeah, the global water crisis is a big deal, and we saw it with Cape Town, and we're going to see it in Tokyo, and we're going to see it in London, and we're going to see it in Los Angeles, and we're going to see it in Tampa. And it's going to be here. You then compound that with PFAS and some of the emerging contaminants and the other contaminants that have come out that have impacted, shallow, very productive water wells. Then now we have to go deeper and we have to treat. And we're in a situation that it's a crisis. So yeah, I'm spooked, and it's going to take all of the great new millennials in our industry and all of our Gen Zs and my children, who is right now called the Alpha generation. It's going to take them to fight this global water crisis and get it to where we can provide for people, or we're going to be in a really bad situation. So yeah, I'm spooked. You should too. Thanks for the question.